Well, she was feeding pigeons. That's it. That's the whole story of what she was doing when a Mercedes doing well over the limit turned her street into a crime scene. She wasn't crossing a highway. She wasn't taking a risk. She was standing on her own street doing something she'd probably done 1,000 mornings before. By the time the dust settled, a 70-year-old woman was dead and the man behind the wheel was holding up a beer bottle for the cameras like it was nothing. Hello and welcome to Deep Dive. My name is Vineet Malhotra. Yesterday morning, Narela, a borrowed Mercedes, a tampered number plate, a cop's son behind the wheel, and a family still waiting for answers. Over the next few minutes, we are going to walk you through exactly how this unfolded, minute by minute, decision by decision. This is the story Delhi is talking about today. Yesterday morning, Mamurpur, Narela, a quiet residential stretch, the kind of place where mornings usually mean nothing more dramatic than school runs and vegetable carts. Around 8 a.m., a silver Mercedes-Benz E-Class comes flying down the road and slams head-on into a Maruti WagonR. Inside that WagonR, Narendra Kumar, his wife Geeta, their young daughter, a family out on what should have been an ordinary morning. The impact is so violent it throws their car backward straight into a parked three-wheeler loading van. In seconds, what was a routine drive turned into a scene of wreckage. Take a look at this exclusive go-round of the place where this accident happened. My colleague Atul Ranjan brings an exclusive input. Have a look.
Early morning at around 8:30 a.m. when Urmila was here at this particular stretch here, to offer grains to birds as well as ants is what we are learning from her family. That is when a speeding Mercedes, in fact, right front of me, if you could see this particular busy stretch of the road, a speeding Mercedes driven by a brat of named Shubham, that was, speeding to such an extent that the Mercedes badly rammed into a WagonR that was, standing here. In fact, that WagonR was all set to go, very soon. But that particular WagonR, which was parked here, was right in front of, almost in front of a three-wheeler vehicle van, trolley van, something that you see here parked. A similar three-wheeler tempo van was parked here on Saturday as well, and a WagonR was also parked right in front. Now a Mercedes which was speeding right, front of me, that came and rammed straight into the WagonR, and that was such, the whole incident was, in fact, it rammed into the WagonR at such a great intensity and force that this WagonR flung into that particular three-wheeler, the vehicle van that was parked there. And Urmila, the 70-year-old Urmila, who was here to offer grains to birds, she was trapped into that whole incident and she brutally got injured and, in fact, died.
Well, that woman was Urmila, 70 years old, wife of Satyanarayan, a Mamurpur resident, her whole life, someone the neighborhood likely knew by face, if not by name. She wasn't in either car. She was just out on her morning walk feeding pigeons like she probably did every single day. At the same spot, at the same hour, and at that routine. That small harmless ritual is what put her exactly where a speeding Mercedes met a WagonR head on. She died on the spot. Listen into this exclusive conversation my colleague Atul had with the nephew of the victim.
हमारे साथ उस पूरी घटना पर बात करने के लिए उनके भतीजे हरिओम जी हैं हमारे साथ। हरिओम जी, कब पता चला आप लोगों को कि घटना हुई है?
एक्चुअली क्या है, सुबह डेली मेरी चाची जी पक्षियों को दाना डालने जाती थी, चींटियों को दाना डालती थी, मंदिर में जाती थी। तो मंदिर में से पूजा करने के बाद वो पक्षियों को दाना डालने गई, तो और चाची जी भी साथ में थी, वो उनसे आगे थी, चाची जी मेरी पीछे थी। तो एक मर्सिडीज गाड़ी आ रही थी, जो बता रहे थे बड़ी स्पीड में थी। ये बता रहे हैं कि वो पीछे से भी किसी को हिट करके आई हुई थी और वो डायरेक्ट एक गाड़ी को टक्कर मारी, फिर मेरी चाची जी को टक्कर मारी, हिट करी। तो चाची जी ऑन द स्पॉट वहाँ पे गिर गई। तो वहाँ पे गांव वालों ने उनको उठाया। तब हम अपने घर पे पूजा पाठ कर रहे थे, जो डेली काम वो कर रहे थे। तो हम यहाँ से दौड़े, उनको ले गए। तब तक गाँव वाले उनको हॉस्पिटल में लेके चले गए थे। गाँव में डॉक्टर ने उनकी ईसीजी वगैरह करी, वो टेस्ट वगैरह, जबकि उनके वहाँ पे कुछ नहीं पाया उनमें। तो उन्होंने कहा कि अब कि इनमें कुछ, इनका शरीर पूरा हो चुका है।
अब
आप बता रही थी कि जो चाची जी थी आपकी उर्मिला जी, उनके साथ कोई और भी साथ में था?
हाँ, वो भी मेरी दूसरी चाची जी भी थी। वो ग्रुप में इकट्ठे वो चींटियों को दाना डालने जाती थी, पक्षियों को दाना डालते सुबह डेली
वो
वाली।
क्या वो ठीक है या उनको भी
ठीक है, वो आगे चली गई थी और ये इनसे पीछे थी। बुजुर्ग थी, चाची जी के पैर में थोड़े धीरे चलती थी, वो इसलिए पीछे।
Now, the man driving, Shubham Sharma, Narela local, MA graduate, son of a sub inspector with the Haryana police. Word is he'd just come from a party, and whatever happened at that party, it ended with him behind the wheel of a car that wasn't even his. Here's the twist: the Mercedes wasn't even his, it belonged to a friend, Arjun Singh, and police say the plate had been doctored, a 9 taped over to read 8. A cheap trick, presumably to dodge the traffic cameras and avoid a challan. It didn't dodge this, and now investigators are asking exactly how long this car had been driving around Delhi under a false identity before it ended a woman's life. Police say Sharma's sobriety looked questionable at the scene. A blood sample's been taken, and we are still waiting on those results. Liquor was recovered from inside the car, and in visuals that have since gone viral, Sharma himself is seen identifying the bottle on camera, almost casually, moments after a woman lay dead a few feet away. An FIR is now filed. Rash and negligent driving, death by negligence. Sharma's in custody, and police say the investigation into the tampered plate and the borrowed car is very much ongoing. And the Kumar family is recovering. And Narela is asking the question it's asked before. After every speeding luxury car, every viral video, every FIR, how many more of these before something actually changes? A borrowed car, a taped over plate, a bottle of beer, none of it explains to Urmila's family why she isn't coming home. Delhi police say the investigation is far from over, and so is the conversation this case has reignited about who gets held accountable on India's roads and who does not. Mr. Ellen Rao, former DCP, Delhi, joins us on the program to talk about this. Mr. Rao, well, once again, we're going to talk about this right now. This will be slipped into oblivion, sir. We will forget that this woman died as a result of somebody's carelessness. And the Delhi police is also, of course, going to run around courts for years or if not decades. And we will continue to talk about further incidents that continue to happen on Indian roads. Why isn't there any fear of law on Indian roads? See, most of the time, Mr. Rao, you don't see a single cop on Indian roads. There are people flouting norms, violating red lights, no helmets, driving on the wrong side. It's a madhouse, sir.
Yes, Vinit, good evening. And this is a very serious incident reported through your channel, in which a 70 years old woman has lost her life because of rash and negligent driving by a very costly Mercedes-Benz car in the area of Narela. And as you have rightly said, that there is I think, no fear of law in the mind of the people who are driving. There is an evidence that the person was seems to be drunk. That will be revealed from his medical examination. Whether he has been medically examined or not, that is to be seen. I think it is done. And if the recovery of some bottles, beer bottles, something is found in his car, that also shows that he may be taking drinks. And while driving any car, any vehicle under influence of liquor, that is, I don't think that it is covered in a normal fatal accident case. That's it, because recently it has been reported in this new changes of that the offence of fatal accident has been considered as a serious accident, serious matter, and that the punishment has been increased from 2 years to 5 years. But if he has reported the matter, if he does not run away from the spot and reported the matter to the police or taken to the injured to the hospital, then that section 106 part 2 will not apply, which has been put on hold right now because of some agitations by the truck owners, truck associations. But that is second part. But the real question is that how the people don't have their fear in their mind, because number one, it seems that he was the son of sub-inspector of Haryana police. That may be in his mind that his father is some influential police officer. He may be he may save him, and rather being, I think that the ward of a police officer, he must be more careful while driving without taking any drink or drinking driving. He should have avoided that, but he did not, and then I think that police is has taken him into the custody and interrogating about the vehicles owners and other things. And in that sense, I think the police now will be completing the investigation. I don't know which sections the police has applied in this fatal accident. I think that should be a section which is more serious than a normal fatal accident, that should be invoked in this case, because the person was, if he was drunk at the time of driving that vehicle. Secondly, the traffic police or the police on the road, and they should exercise their execution powers of implementing the law and the traffic rules, and executing these traffic rules on the ground. That is more important. That's why if the people have fear in their mind that if there will be some police officer on the way, I think they will avoid taking drinks, or they will violating the traffic norms and traffic conditions. So the presence of police is definitely very much important, and that the fear of law will definitely in the mind of people, unless and until the police presence is seen by the road users or the motor vehicle owners or drivers. Then if they don't see any police officer on the road, they can do anything, whatever they want to do, which is apparent in this case also. But number one, one more thing is important, that if it is the incident at 8 o'clock in the morning, I think it is told that it is in the morning, 8 o'clock, very strangely that in the morning, normally the people are not drunk, and at that time I think the police must be present at that time, because this is an office goers time, and today was Sunday, and if it was not, then maybe some laxity on the part of traffic police, because on Sunday, considering that the less traffic will be on the roads, the traffic police is deployed very scantily.
All right,
in
sir.
India,
Mr.
particularly
Rao, appreciate you joining us, sir. Thank you for those inputs and those suggestions as well, sir. We'll take a short break on that note. Be right back.